The gate sensor blinked red and a voice crackled through the intercom. Visitor pass required. $10 for 3 hours. I looked at my own house, just 50 yards away, and my pulse started to spike. I paid the fee, took the digital receipt, and drove through. But as I pulled into my garage, I wasn't angry anymore. I was curious. I'm David, and I inherited my uncle's corner lot house last spring. It's the oldest home in the area, built long before the Pinecrest Estates, HOA swallowed up the surrounding woods. My uncle always said our property was special. But I didn't realize how special until I found a dusty blue folder in the attic labeled Easement Rights 1972. You see, the HOA president, a guy named Roger who wore his polo shirts 2 sizes too small, had started a new security fee for any car without an HOA decal. Since my house wasn't legally part of their association, he refused to give me a decal. He was basically taxing me every time I came home. It's a private road, David, Roger told me with a smirk. Maintenance isn't free. If you don't like the visitor fee, you can park a mile away and walk. That night, I opened the 1972 folder. I found the original land grant and the plat maps from when the county first paved the road. My eyes widened. The private road Roger was so proud of didn't just pass by my property. According to the deed, the HOA's main security gate, their guard shack, and the first 30 feet of their decorative stone wall were built directly on a non-exclusive access strip owned by my uncle's estate. Better yet, the agreement stated the land was for public transit only and strictly prohibited any toll, fee, or barrier that would impede free movement. The next morning, I didn't pay the $10. I pulled my truck right up to the gate and waited. When Roger marched out, face turning purple, I didn't roll down my window. I just taped a copy of the 1972 deed right to the glass. Then, I got out of the truck with a bucket of bright yellow spray paint. While Roger screamed about vandalism, I calmly painted a thick yellow line across their fancy brick entrance. Everything on this side of the line, I said, pointing to the gate and the shack, is currently trespassing on my land. And since you've been charging me a toll in violation of this deed, I'm terminating your access. I didn't stop there. I called a fencing company. By noon, a crew was installing a permanent chain-link fence directly behind the HOA gate, effectively locking the entire neighborhood into their own subdivision. The panic was instant. Roger threatened to call the police, but when the deputies saw the land grant, they told him it was a civil matter and I was within my rights. The HOA board held an emergency meeting on the sidewalk. By sunset, they had signed a legal settlement. They had to dismantle the gate, refund every fee I'd ever paid with interest, and pay me a monthly land lease fee of $2,000. Now, when I drive home, there is no gate, no intercom, and no Roger, just a clear view of my house and a very healthy bank account. Sometimes, the gatekeeper forgets who actually owns the keys. Subscribe for more stories like this.